Hi, this is going to be a voiceover because I had no idea what I wanted to film this week. So, this is just a chatty decorate my journal with me where I will explain the process of how I'm decorating my pages and just my overall thought process. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what it is that I wanted to do. I first start out by printing all the pictures that I want to use in my journal, just printing them out on an A4 sheet of paper. I try to maximize the page as much as possible, so I fit in as many pictures as I can. I'm just cutting everything out with an X-Acto knife. It was pretty difficult to see what I was cutting without my head being in the shot, so I cut out the rest off camera and then move on to scissors, as you can see here. I did speed up this process quite a lot just because the video was so long and this is literally just me cutting out a piece of paper. Normally it does not take me this long to decorate my page. It's like under 10 minutes to decorate a page. But yeah, I had a lot of cutting to do. My Tamagotchi started beeping, so I just had to check on him quickly. He was actually really sick and on the verge of death, so I just gave him some medicine and fed him real quick, and he got better. He was fine. He's well. And I'm just continuing with cutting up the rest of the images that I have. These are actually ones that are from my camera roll. I don't actually use these pictures for this video, but I just cut out everything so that I have them on hand. So I'm just going to place a book underneath my planner just to even out the surface. And I start on the 15th of October, and I just had to cover up the image that I wanted to use. But then I decided that actually I want to work backwards and start on days which are more recent in my mind, so they'll just be easier for me to work on without forgetting anything. There's a poet on Instagram, Brittany Wilder. I'll link her down below, and she writes out this phrase, and it never will be again, which relates to the date, and somehow this completely motivated me almost instantly out of procrastinating this video and just capturing my memories again, because we will never have these days. It's forever lost by the passing of time. So I just used two pictures from her Instagram, which really inspired me. And I wanted to mark that in my book because it resonated with me so much. So I got out my absolute favorite brown washi tape, which is just a simple brown grid washi tape, just because I thought the tones matched the image really well. And I just tape in everything with the self-adhesive roller tape. I used to use double-sided tape where you have to like actually cut it out and peel off the backing, but this is just so much easier, and I just replace the refill when I run out. Here I messed up the placement, and I had to take up the picture. This is a common occurrence, but I left this in the footage because it's realistic of how things happen for me when I am decorating. It's a lot of moving things around, pasting in stuff, taking them back up. I finally added in that strip of washi, and here I'm just refilling the washi sampler card that I have, since I do tend to run out of this specific washi tape since I use it so often in my journal. And here I am finally pasting in the quote that did inspire all of this. I also decided to use a clear binder sticker that I make. I just felt the brown matched really well and just added a bit more cohesion to the cluster of images that I had. Moving on to the left side of the page, I used that quote just because I thought the brown matched pretty well and I wanted to have both sides of the page look fairly cohesive when the book is open. But then I realized that I'm not going to have enough to write for that day, so I decided instead to choose a different image that would take up a bit more space. And I tend to do this on days where I know I don't have enough to write. On this specific day, I mainly just watch Netflix, so there's nothing noteworthy to write about at length. So I ended up choosing this picture of the Hogwarts Express. I don't think it's a picture from the movie. I just found it on Tumblr and used it because of the brown tones. It seemed to match the other side of the page fairly well. I used my vintage dot stickers just to layer in and bring in more of the brown tones, and just pasting in everything once I'm happy with the placement. I was also considering adding these brown icon dot stickers, but I just felt that maybe too much overkill. I tried to instead use the washi stickers, so I'm just looking for a color that would match. And here I am looking for more of my icon dot stickers, which I seem to have lost, and then I realized I keep it at the back of my planner. So I'm just choosing the TV icon just to mark that this was a Netflix day and I basically did nothing else other than binge Netflix. I tried to make the dot sticker work on the right hand side of the page, but it just didn't look right, so I stuck it onto the left side. I had to stop recording quickly just to insert some page flags that explain key moments of each day to jog my memory on what to stick onto those pages. This is just to streamline the process for this video, but it's also something that I genuinely do in my planner. I decided to stick in the book cover of Midnight Sun, which is what I am currently reading. So I'm just working on the placement of where I would like to put it and considering other stickers in my collection that I would like to use for the spread. Here I am just trying to get some of my dot stickers as well as an icon. I just chose the book icon sticker since I was reading. I just love dot stickers. They just seem to work with any spread. It fills in space and they're just so versatile. So I absolutely love dot stickers so much. I use this music note washi tape since Edward plays piano, and I thought that would be pretty fitting for this spread to include that. Then I had the idea of including that absolutely incredibly cringe quote where Edward says, "This is the skin of a killer, Bella." And I wanted to include it, but obviously it's too long, so I just chose a part of the quote and used some of my spooky retro alpha stickers just on sticker release paper to get the correct spelling because I don't trust myself to stick it directly onto the page and mess up the spelling. I included a little bat sticker from the spooky sticker sheet just because it felt fitting, and here I'm fiddling with the word killer to try and get that to be centralized. It turns out to look a little bit wonky at the end and not perfectly centered, but I mean, it's something I can live with. It's fine. I moved on to the 23rd. I'm just pressing down all the letters to make sure that they are stuck down properly. So moving on to the 23rd, I was not having a good day mentally, was just not doing well. So I stuck in the zombie sticker from that spooky sticker sheet, and then didn't really have anything else to add that came to mind. So I just moved on to the next day. I love the sorry we're cursed picture that I found on Tumblr, so I decided to use that on this day. Yeah, I'm just trying to layer that picture with the dot sticker that I took out from earlier that I didn't use, and I thought they complemented each other pretty well. So I'm just sticking everything down. I also tried to use this binder clip, but it didn't seem like it fit very well, so I decided against it. For this day, I knew I had very little that I wanted to write about, so I was looking in my other pictures for a quote that could fit this day, and I decided on this quote that says, "How many centuries deep is your wound?" I didn't have any washi tape that would match any of the elements of the spread, so I just chose a washi strip sticker from my Harry Potter sticker sheet instead, since it had a bit of green that I felt matched the spread. I'm just working on the placement of everything to see how I like it, and decided I wanted the quote on top of that washi strip sticker. And I incorporate the binder clip that I used earlier at the bottom. It just felt like it would fit this image slightly better. And now I am going to move on to the 21st of October. I used this picture of Snoopy where he says, "How about scream?" just because I felt like screaming on that day out of frustration. I had to cover up these weird spots that my printer had done, and I used this haunted sticker from my spooky sticker sheet just to cover it up. It is purple, so it does match, maybe too well, but it is what it is. I was just happy not to see the weird yellow spots that the printer made on that page. I turned over to the 20th where I started watching Better Call Saul, so I normally use pictures like the actual series poster, but I just preferred this image. I wanted to match the 19th with the same color palette as the 20th, and I realized I had a picture of a skeleton that has some orange incorporated in it, so I dug around and then found the picture I wanted to use. I also included a pumpkin from my spooky sticker sheet just because we're still in spooky season and I do want to use the stickers that I make. Uh, there's a lot of thinking and figuring out and just placing things down, so I hope you don't mind too much. I did keep a lot of that in. In future, I will cut them out, but just so you can see the actual process, it's it's not that seamless. And sticking everything down now that I'm happy with the placement of images, and I decided to incorporate a bit of green on the side just to match the green on the left hand side of the page. So I chose a washi dot sticker just to layer underneath the little pumpkin to add a spot of green and tie in both pages together, so it just adds a bit more cohesion to everything. On the left side, I wanted to add a quote along with the little skeleton guy, and I just realized that I didn't add any skeletons into my spooky stickers when I drew them. So I'm quite annoyed by that oversight on my part because I do like skeletons. So yeah, that's a bit irritating. Um, anyway, I'm just adding another dot sticker onto the left hand side. I kind of, looking back, don't like the placement of it. I think it just looks a little bit weird. I wish I didn't include it or just chose a better placement for it. Yeah, I'm just not enjoying where it looks, but it is what it is. I can't change it now. I decided to use another icon dot sticker, and this one just says not okay. There was an announcement for the release of the Tamagotchi Angel, so I just wanted to include that with an image of what the shell looks like. This is the option that I would get once they are released. I just think this version looks slightly better than the other shell variant, which is like gold. I don't know, I don't like that one. So yeah, pink and blue for me, and I just wanted to stick that in. Moving on to the 17th, I was watching Breaking Bad, so I wanted to include this picture of Jesse. He is my favorite character, and I wanted to include the quote he says about magnets, but the image that I chose was from a different season, and I know it would have bugged me if the quote and the image didn't match. So instead, I just chose the quote that matched the image, which was "Yeah, science." I used my stickers, the letter stickers, to get out wording and fiddle with the placement a bit. I end up sticking the picture of Jesse, and then it doesn't fit with it just doesn't fit because the word science was too long. So I end up having to remove the picture, and it it's fine. I don't think I stuck it in too firmly. It looks like I did, but I was able to pull up the picture without damaging the page in any way. Hobonichi paper is very thin, so you have to be careful when you are removing anything that you paste onto the page. So yeah, here I'm just struggling and thinking whether I can make it work, and decided against it. So I'm just sticking in the word science. And then once I've finished and I stick in the picture of Jessie again and then finish up the lettering. I decided to change out the letter I for a different color just because I didn't like how much black there was on the page, and then I have a little bit of a gap at the end, so I choose this little star sticker from the Harry Potter sticker sheet, and I include a dot sticker that has a TV icon on it. I go back to the 23rd just because I have some sweet stickers that I just wanted to include for fun, and I also remembered that I had takeout on that day, so I wanted to include the icon for that. So I just put that at the bottom. I don't normally cover up the quotes, but I just included it at the bottom. For the 16th, I was going to just leave it blank and start journaling, which I did do off camera because the video was already so long. But then later on, I added in a cupcake sticker from the spooky sticker sheet just because I did indulge on that day. Yeah, here will be a small flip through of everything, and you can see the little cupcake sticker that I have with some washi tape. I've already completed the writing. I didn't write anything for the 22nd just because my hand started to cramp and I was already writing so much, so I just skipped that day for the video. And I just need to complete today's entry, which I'll do tomorrow morning. But yeah, that's basically the process of how I decorate my book. I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!